All right, this is it. This is my webinar on how to optimize your Google My Business profile, also called Google Business, because Google has been going through some rebranding lately, because that's what it does. I did get a question from someone when I was promoting this. This was a few weeks ago. They were like, all right, isn't Google phasing out Google My Business? No, they are not phasing out Google My Business. What they are, they have already phased out. Like I said, they're going through a rebrand. So if you're looking for Google My Business, it'll probably just redirect you to Google Business Profile. What they have phased out already is apparently there was earlier an option for you to create a website and have your Google My Business profile linked to that website, and you could create that all on Google rather than having your own website that you created using another website, more standard platform. And that was creating problems in terms of scammers taking advantage of that and setting up fake businesses and causing havoc. So Google said, you know what, we're not going to do that anymore. If you want to have a website and a Google My Business profile that links to your website, you got to have a legit website through another platform like WordPress, Kajabi, Wix, whatever it is you end up using. And then we'll link to that in your Google My Business profile so people can still find their way there, but they are not going to just have you create the website right there on Google because that was causing problems. So that is what you need to know about that. If any of you were wondering about that, that is the update. That's what's going on. So who am I? Why should you care what I have to say about any of this? I am a writer turned marketer turned SEO strategist. I always loved writing when I was growing up, always wanted to be a writer, was told that writers don't make any money and I should choose a more practical career. So I figured, all right, well, if I can't make money writing books, maybe I can make money making books. So I went to college, got my major in double major English and psychology, which turned out to be the perfect degree for what I'm doing now. Little did I know, like I said, I thought I wanted to work in publishing. So, but I graduated in 2009, right after the job market crashed. So that wasn't going to happen. There were no jobs in marketing or really anywhere else. So I ended up answering phones for a few years, found myself between jobs at one point, and my roommate at the time, her dad, who was an attorney, was awesome and offered to give me stuff to do around his office until I got back on my feet. And one of the things he needed was someone to write blog posts for his law firm. And he knew I had a strong writing background. So I was like, what? I can get paid. So he offered me the gig. And I was super excited to get offered to get paid to write because that had always been my dream and had always been something I was told was never going to happen. And here it was just landing in my lap, this opportunity to get paid to write. I was ecstatic. So took over writing for his law firm, was super successful. After 6 months, he came in and told me that I had brought in $75,000 worth of business to his law firm just through the blog posts that I was writing. So that for me was the first light bulb moment of, oh, this is not just busy work. This is not just him doing me a favor while I'm between jobs. This is having a real effect for his business. And the rest is history. Fast forward 12 years or so, and here I am writing full time. And I have also, along the way, learned more about SEO and marketing strategy. And along with all of that is Google My Business, which is, I think it really is the perfect combination of SEO and content marketing, just because, I mean, all of SEO is content marketing at the end of the day. But when it comes down to it, in terms of SEO, um, Google owns Google My Business. So I talk about setting up your Google My Business profile or Google Business profile as a way to tell Google directly, this is who I am, this is what I do, these are the people that I help, this is the area that I help people in. It's similar to going into a job interview and just telling the person directly, here's who I am, here's what I do, here are my credentials, versus that person doing their homework and doing their background research and looking up all your social media profiles and checking your references, which they're all probably going to do anyway. And Google does that anyway too. Google is still going to look at your website to try and figure out who you are, what you do. But having that Google business profile is kind of like a shortcut. It's a way to tell Google directly, give Google all the information that it wants about your business, as well as giving people. Again, the real life, this is all comes down to people, right? The whole reason we do this is so people can find us, engage with us, and eventually buy from us. So having that Google My Business profile makes it so much easier to do that. So I am going to start with, do you have a Google My Business profile? Because I have talked to a number of people who don't have a Google My Business profile, even though they thought they did, or they do have a Google My Business profile and they had no idea that they already had it. Sometimes if you're working in a larger company, maybe you took over digital marketing from someone who left suddenly and didn't have time to actually tell them, leave behind, here's all the things that I did, and you don't have that guide map, and you need to know, did they set up a Google My Business profile? Do we have this? Is this a thing? Oh, Allison Cheehosh says she had one but seems to have lost your sign-in credentials. Okay. There's got to be a way to reach out to Google about that. We can follow up on that after this webinar, because there's got to be a way to tell Google, look, it's my business, I promise. So without further ado, we are going to get into this. So here's what I brought up. I literally just Googled my business, AV Writing Services. And because Google knows it's me, because I'm almost always signed into Google, it goes, oh, well, I'm already signed into Google. So it can, it brings up all this information for me. Photos, I highly recommend, because we're visual creatures, right? So that's at the very top, even before your name, you're going to have these photos. So I just uploaded, I think the one photo of, that's my headshot. And then I think my logo is in there somewhere as well. And that's about it. And then it goes, oh, look, this is the area that you serve, more or less, because I'm a digital marketing company. So I serve people all over the US. I can go outside the US. I don't like to, because that's when you get like different spellings of the same words and different uses of different words. So it's possible. It's a little tricky. So I tend to stick to the United States. So that's what shows up. And then there's your business, which don't try to get super clever with the naming of your Google business profile. Just name it your business, right? Because like I said, I pulled this up just by looking for AV Writing Services. I cannot tell you how many other companies I have been looking for where it's like, I know it's this company. I can't remember what the website is or the URL exactly. I'm just going to put it into Google and see what comes up. That happens all the time. That kind of keyword has its own designation as a navigational keyword. That's when someone is looking for a specific company, and they, instead of going to the URL or pulling up a bookmark or clicking a link on something, they put it into Google and use Google to look for that company. And if you have your Google business profile, it shows up right here, right? So it's going to be all this other stuff on the side here. But the first thing anyone sees is going to be this shiny, prominently placed little mini advertisement for you. So you absolutely should take advantage of that. Don't let that opportunity slide. So name your company. It's just the name of your company. The name of your Google business profile should be the name of your company, period, end of story. That links to my website. We already covered that. You should always have your own website, right? You can use your Google business profile, but as Allison pointed out, you can lose your login to that, and then you don't have an opportunity to update that. Whereas with your website, that is the real estate that you own online. No one can touch that. So you should absolutely have that login credential, that information, and use it. And this is a great way to get people clicking to your website from a Google search of you. People can save this. People can call you if you have a phone number that people can call for your business. That's what they're going to use. They're going to hit that button right there and they're going to call you. Google reviews. I'm actually going to get into this a little bit later. Let's start with, I'm going to hit edit my profile, because this will show you everything that you need when you are setting up your profile. Business name, obviously I can edit that whenever I want. Business category, internet marketing service, that's what I do. Description, I want to make sure that I stop here. Obviously, make it an honest description of who you are, what you do, the people that you serve. Don't get too fancy with it. But at the same time, if you've done keyword research for your business, if you have someone like me who has done keyword research for your business, you need keywords in this description, because again, it all comes down to keywords, right? If someone is looking for your business, your product, your services, They might not have the name of your company, but they're looking for the products and services you provide. And if you have those listed here, Google is going to look at that, and Google is going to boost that in the views when people are looking for that. So absolutely take advantage of this description. Opening date, I was already operating as a company by the time I set this up, so I didn't bother doing that. If you are getting things ready before you launch your business, you're getting ready to launch, but you haven't launched yet. And one of the things you're doing to get ready is get that Google business profile up and running. That is an excellent idea, and I highly recommend doing that. That should be one of the first things you do once the website is up. Go ahead and add that opening date. Say, hey, this is when we're opening, because especially if people are looking for that information, I know when I'm out and about town walking my dog and I see these different businesses that say that they're going to be opening someday, eventually, then I would like to know sometimes when they're actually going to be opening. When can I expect to see that company up and running? When can I buy from them? When can I give them my money? So having that opening date is a great way to tell people, yeah, this is it. This is when we're going to be opening. Come on in. Phone number, that's whatever phone number you want people to call. Your website, always have a link to your website. Your social profiles. My company does have a couple other social profiles, but LinkedIn is really the only one that I update regularly. So it's the only one that I bothered linking to. The other ones are like, yeah, they're there, but I'm not really active on them. So I don't bother with those. If you want to know what I'm doing, go to my LinkedIn page. Business location. So obviously I have no location listed because I work out of my home and I don't want my home address publicly listed. If you do have an office, you should absolutely have it listed and be sure to update it. I can't tell you how many times I've been working with someone who's like, people are coming to our old office and I don't know why. And I do a quick Google search and I see what their Google My Business profile says. And oh, look, your old address is still listed on your Google Business profile. That's why people are going there, because when they're looking you up, that's what they see. And that's very frustrating to have to look for something and you want to serve that business, you want to give them your money and you can't find them because they did not update their business location. When you set up your Google business profile, if you have not already done so, you can set it so that this is visible. You are going to have to give Google your location, and it cannot be a PO box. Don't try to use that to get around it, because Google goes, no, we need a physical address for this. But you can tell Google, I don't want this displayed publicly. I want it to be private. And then you can have your areas that you serve, right? That's why in my map here, I was like, I serve North America. So it goes, okay, we're just going to highlight that whole area. It would, if I said I only serve Illinois, then it would zoom in and only Illinois would be circled. So that's how that relates to how your profile shows up. Service area, I guess United States right there. Hours, please update your hours. I personally have been so frustrated when I was on vacation, I think it was last year, and we kept looking up businesses that we wanted to go out to eat. And we looked them up on Google, and their Google business profile was like, oh yeah, we're open. And we would show up and they would not be open. And it was very frustrating. So please update your business hours regularly. You can set it up so you get emails from your Google business profile. So I do that because it's going to remind me about things like Labor Day, right? So you can see here, special hours, July 4th, I was closed. Labor Day, I was closed. So you can update this. Occasionally I will remember to go in, especially at the beginning of the year when I'm laying out my calendar. I will occasionally remember to go in and mark the holidays that I'm not going to be open, so people know that they can't reach me on those days. But I do also get those emails, and I do rely on those emails to go, oh yeah, that's right, that holiday is coming up. I should probably say that I'm not going to be open that day, so people know that. Add more hours, access, if you're a restaurant, if you're serving, which meals are you serving, drive-through, happy hours, online services, pickup, all those senior hours for COVID, right? That's still up there. More from the business. So I obviously am a woman and I own my own business. So it's a woman-owned business. You can also identify as a veteran-owned business and I believe as a minority-owned business. So absolutely check those boxes when you are setting up your Google business profile for if any of those apply to you, because people are looking more and more to support women-owned and minority-owned and veteran-owned businesses, especially if they are a veteran or they have a veteran in their family, or they're really looking to support other women or other minorities. That's been a big thing lately. So absolutely check that box and let people know. You can also say, hey, I'm not LGBTQ, but I'm LGBTQ friendly. You're going to be safe here, especially with all the mess we have around that now in certain states, not here in Illinois, mostly, knock on wood, thank goodness. But it is a way to let people know of certain minority groups, like, yeah, you're safe here. You don't have to worry. Planning, is there an appointment required? Again, that's more if you have a physical location. No one's going to walk in, hope no one's going to walk into my home and expect an appointment, because I don't have a physical office. I just have my home. But if you do have an office or again, a retail location, that might be something that you want to fill out. Service options, English only. I speak a little bit of French and a tiny bit of Spanish and Italian, and that's it. But I'm not going to try and serve anyone in those languages. So I do say English only. But if you are multilingual, you can absolutely put that there. And then if someone is looking to buy products or services and they need someone who speaks a certain language, they will be looking for that. So absolutely put that up there. It's all about putting as much information in here and keeping it updated as you possibly can, because that is what is going to help people find you and help people engage with you. Products, right? Like I said, I'm a service-based business. You wouldn't think I have products to sell, but hey, I published a book a few years ago. So guess what? Now I have a product. So I absolutely update that. I also, every time I have an event like this, right? Here's your Google My Business page checklist, right? That is right there. And I can add an update. Always include a video, little description. And then there's the button, which is always sign up now or call now or learn more. Whatever that makes sense as that button. So use take advantage of this, of the updates, because Google prefers newer content over older content. It's not quite a social media profile, but it operates similar to a social media profile in that, I mean, yeah, you can scan through some of the updates that I've had. Oh, look, my past 2 updates you can look at. But you're not going to scroll through like every update I've ever posted on this. After a while, they do disappear. So update regularly. I would say at least once a month. I have these events once a month. So that's when I post, a new event. But again, if you have a product, you just released something new, make sure that you include that. If you took fancy new photos, make sure you include those photos in there. If your hours changed, if your contact information changed, if anything changed at all, make sure that you know about that, that you update it. Reviews from the web, reviews, get more reviews. I love this so much. So first of all, I'm just going to show you like that this says right at the top, right? There's me and my company and my contact information. And the next thing you see is my reviews, how many reviews there are and my rating. So that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So how do you get those reviews? Right here, get more reviews. This is the link. You can just put a call out on Facebook or WhatsApp. Apparently that's pretty cool. I always email my clients directly. So every time I finish a project with a client and I know it went well and I know they're happy with it, I say, hey, so happy working with you. Such a blast. Would really appreciate it if you would give me a quick review. You can do so here. And I give them the link and Google makes it easy for you, right? I just clicked get more reviews and here's the link and you hit copy and then you go to your email and you hit paste, or you can even hit the email button here and it helps you with all of that. So give them the link directly, because if you make them look for it, they are so much less likely to actually do it. Another thing you can do is write the review for them. I've done that before, where I say, hey, yeah, I know you're busy, but would really love a review. Took the liberty of writing a rough draft here for you. Feel free to edit it and then post it on Google. because a lot of people, yes, they love working with you, but they just don't have the time to sit down and write how awesome you were. So making it easy for them, A, you make it easy for them, you make it that much more likely you'll get the review. B, you get to write the exact review that you want to see, that you want everyone else to see about your business. So take advantage of that. And they can of course edit it. They do have to post it themselves. You cannot post it unless you like change your account and sign in as someone else and then post it. That is, I mean, it's not illegal. It is against Google's best practices because Google wants to make sure that the reviews that it is showing people are reviews of people who actually bought your products or services. So take advantage of that, get those, reach out to your clients, ask for those reviews. Let me just review my notes and see if there was anything else I wanted. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And I am going to go ahead and stop the recording as well. So those of you watching the recording, thank you for watching the recording. Please reach out if you have any questions. You can reach me at info@avwritingservices.com. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time. And now I have to remember how to stop recording. There we go.